celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on AM 650.
We're back on Boomer Life, AM 650. My name is Simone Graywell. Today we're focusing on cold and flu season and ways we can cure the common cold. There's so many different things you can do. In studio with me, Greg Semkouli, who is a sales manager at Enerex Botanicals, and Carol Crenna, who is a nutritionist and health journalist. We're speaking today about a product called black oregano. So again, tell us about the properties of black oregano.
Well, again, black oregano combines oil of oregano, traditional remedy used for the cough and cold, and so many other things as well too, as we've talked a little bit about, and combining it with a black seed oil. And it's put these two combination products in combination together, so there's a little bit of synergistic effect, additive effect between these two. But a couple of the things in oil of oregano, one of the ingredients is called carvacrol. It's probably the most measured, abundant, essential oil of this product, and it's really one of the ones that have more of the active properties into it. So it's again got a lot of antibacterial properties to it. We know it works very well against bacteria like E. coli or staph infections, bacillus, which is also another nasty type of bacteria, Pseudomonas, something that creates a lot of problems with our lungs and lung infections and that type of thing. So amongst other things as well. So great properties to deal with that. Black cumin seed, or black seed oil as is more commonly known, is great, has its own immune stimulating properties to it as well. Long history of use to be able to do it. One of the unique products, as we mentioned earlier, is that, I'm going to have trouble saying that one again. It's a big long one, but the help me with that one, Carol.
Thymoquinine?
Thank you. Thymoquinine. Unique to the plant itself, and very good for its own immune stimulating properties as well. One of the other things in oil oregano, though, is another ingredient called thymol, and this is very well known for anyone over in Europe or of European use or botany as well too. And thyme, we know again the common herb of thyme. Very good as an expectorant, so as a cough remedy to help us with the coughs and helping to loosen up a lot of the phlegm and to give us that warmth. If you have it in a cough syrup, it gives a little bit of that warmth, as does the oregano as well too. So it's very good for that. It also is very good for breaking down the mucus, so helping to help us expel all that. So that's why when you have a cough, a wet cough, my background is that wet cough always sounds bad, but it's actually better for you than a dry cough. That dry hacking cough, your body again is trying to expel a lot out of it. So you want that mucus to be generated to help protect us against any infection or anything else coming in. So thymol is one of the ingredients in there. It's very much to help us with those coughs.
So coughs, colds, what are some other uses of black oregano?
Black oregano has, again, some of the better attributes to it in the digestive sense. So it's very good for helping calming upset stomachs. It's helping even with diarrhea issues as well too. So again, that may be as a result of food, spoilage of food. So that's where that antibacterial product starts to come in. Allergies. One of the other things that black seed oil is very rich in are omega fatty acids, essential fatty acids, and it's also a good source for those. So these are components that help with inflammation or production of other components in our body called prostaglandins, and these also help control or reduce inflammation in our body that can come from a variety of different things. So whether or not it's stress or injury or foods or other things that inflammation can result from. So these are a great producer of those omega essential fatty acids to help reduce inflammation.
And chronic issues is something we were talking about as well, and uses of black oregano when it comes to that.
Yes, and I was saying that black seed oil is one of the ingredients. It actually has 6 patents out for not just helping the immune system, but diabetes, obviously a huge chronic issue right now. It helps to balance the blood sugar, so it's being used to prevent diabetes and also for diabetes sufferers. It's being used also for the asthma and allergies, as Greg mentioned, and for cancer it's actually being studied right now for the growth of tumors, and it actually has been shown to reduce the growth, so reduce the rate of growth. So if it's growing very quickly, they have found in studies that it's reducing the quickness of the growth of those tumors. So that's something that's very exciting that they're obviously going to be doing more research on. And also inflammation, as Greg was mentioning, that's a huge issue right now. A lot of people are saying that it may be causing most of the diseases that we have right now, and it is what causes the redness and the pain and the swelling. That's inflammation, but it can get a little bit out of hand. And both of these oils have the anti-inflammatory properties, so it's really important just for general health to be taking something that helps to reduce something if you've got arthritis or shingles or nerve pain. Those are all chronic issues that are often caused by inflammation.
Now, Greg, where can we buy this product?
The product is available now through your local health food store, pharmacies, independent pharmacies as well too. So again, Choices Market, Whole Foods, some of the independent pharmacies, Pure Pharmacies, some of the pharmacies, independent pharmacies will have it as well too. Wellbeing's over in Langley, for example, or Wellspring over in Swanson, all different parts of town, so you'll be able to get it.
And it's easy to use. It's in liquid form, not capsule form.
Correct. So it's liquid form, just in a dropper, and you really only need one drop, maybe 3 times a day. That's about it. If you do have that cold or cough or a little bit more of an infection that is a little bit more stubborn, you could increase it a little bit more often, but generally you don't need it a whole lot for it.
This time of year.
Now, usually when we're dealing with a cold, sometimes it's hard to avoid it, but lifestyle can play a huge part on kind of keeping yourself healthy and trying to not get affected by the cold so many times in the year. Is that the case, Carol?
Yes, and we all know that when we get run down, that's when we end up getting the cold or the flu. And there's just certain things, though, that we know to do, but we don't always do them, like sleep. Sleep is so vital to help support your immune system, especially in the first 72 hours that you feel like you've got something coming on. And I know that most of us don't get it, but they say 8 to 10 hours is actually what we need, especially in winter months. 100 years ago, we got at least 10 hours, and really that is what we need for our immune systems. And also they say, though some of us exercise, right, when we first get a cold, it's not really such a great idea the first couple of days when your immune system is already fighting hard, working to try to get rid of that virus.
And I think it's because some people think they can sweat it out or shake it off.
That's
Exactly.
And often if your body is just run down, it's just going to run you down a little bit more.
Yes, so certainly depending on how extreme your exercise is, they have done studies that maybe a little bit of exercise, especially getting fresh air. I say that fresh air, oxygen, is really the most important food you need for your cells. So getting a little bit of fresh air, but not too cold. Like this time of year, if you can grab a day like today, actually, that's so nice outside, so warm, perfect to get a little bit of the sunshine and oxygen, but not too much. Say if you have your window open at night, just a little bit, not too much cold air. But also drinking fluids. We often think, yes, I better drink fluids because I get dehydrated, because I'm blowing my nose, say, if you've got a runny nose. But it actually also helps to get rid of all that mucus. So if just taking that water constantly, that 8 glasses that we're supposed to be getting every day.
Is it just the water? Is that the best fluid to be taking? Often you'll find people want to take juices or they might want to try something different. I know some people will start to have Gatorade because they feel like those electrolytes will help them get over a flu. So really it should be about just having the water.
Well, even though, of course, juice or Gatorade tastes a bit better, it's the sugar in there, and they've actually done studies that sugar reduces the immune system. That's for cancer clinics. They often say reduce your sugar intake because it can actually feed cancer cells. There's quite a few research studies on that, and reduce the immune system. So obviously, if you've got a cold, your immune system's struggling, you don't want to take too much sugar. So if you really don't like the taste of water, I always say that because I think it's so boring. But also, yes, chicken soup, as Greg just has reminded me that chicken soup, we were always saying, oh, well, it's kind of a wives' tale, but they've actually done studies. We also have to have our research studies on things like Mother told us that there's immune-boosting chemicals within bone marrow. And, when you're boiling the broth for chicken soup, it actually helps to take those ingredients out of the bone marrow, put it into the broth. So I'm not actually talking your Heinz chicken soup from a can, more the homemade soup.
If you're just joining us, this is Boomer Life on AM 650 with Simone Grewal. We're focusing on cold and flu season, ways we can cure the common cold. In studio with me, Greg Semkouli, a sales manager at Enerex Botanicals, and Carol Krenna, who is a nutritionist and health journalist. And we're talking about an amazing product called Black Oregano, but also lifestyle choices that you make to help fight off a cold that could be coming. So get a lot of sleep, stay hydrated with fluids as well.
Yes, get a little bit of oxygen. Don't exercise too much. And take chicken soup. And of course, the stress in our lives. It's evident that everybody's got stress, but if you can deal with the stress with relaxation techniques, and especially this time of year, they say that a cold virus lasts longer in warm weather. And if you, say, sneezed and you've got the virus on your hand and you grab a doorknob, it can be on that doorknob for 24 to 48 hours in warmer weather. Only 6 hours in cold weather.
Okay.
But it actually lasts a bit longer. So you're walking around, or you're at the gym. That's where I tend to get a cold because I'm always on the equipment. And so 20 people have been on that piece of equipment before. And so if it's been going to last on there for 24 hours, wow, you've got to really be strong in those situations. So, yes, keeping it strong, keeping your immune system strong with relaxation techniques, yoga, and that type of thing is really helpful.
Which can be tough, though, when you are, sick often or not really taking care of yourself to even just get to that level of activity. So it really starts by making that choice to actually tell yourself that you're going to make your health your first priority.
Well, and that's a lot about, we're talking about lifestyle choices, making some of those things that Carol has talked about, but really taking care of our bodies, taking care of the body, mind, and the soul in so many ways. That's where we really make our body build its defenses and have its defenses. So when we do get run down and we do open ourselves up and expose ourselves to the germ possibility and the germ invasion, some things we just can't help. We're going to get infected by them. But why is it that one person in a family can always come down with a cold and the other people don't, So sometimes there's a genetic factor that comes into the play there, and others are all those other lifestyle choices. So I think, making yourself good for yourself, giving yourself all the opportunities to make sure that it is strong, that you are having a good diet, that you are getting your rest. Take some good basic supplements. Black oregano is a great, amazing product, and as I mentioned earlier, I think is one of those things to have in everyone's medicine cabinet at home. However, you don't go away from the basics. There's still the basics there. These things aren't kind of the thing to take care of everything. You still have to get back to, get your rest, get your sleep, have a good diet, have good food, have good nutrition, drink your water, get your sleep, take a good multivitamin, ensure you cover all the bases off, you plug all the holes, have a little bit of insurance there, optimize the body in other forms as well too, so that when you do get stricken by something, that your body has a much greater ability to resist and deal with it.
Again, we are talking about black oregano and cures for the common cold on AM 650. When we come back, we're going to touch a little bit about two other important components in this product, including vitamins A and D. So stay with us on Boomer Life on AM 650.
It's all about the baby boomer lifestyle. Boomer Life on AM 650.